Hi guys, I'm Sally from Exodus. I'm sorry I'm a couple of minutes late from what I said I was going to be, but I've been dealing with a couple of client issues and obviously that has to come first. So lots of you have been asking me recently about skin and skin consultations, what they do, what you're committed to, what I do and that kind of thing. But what I want to get across is a little bit about the process and make them a little bit less scary for some people because some people don't really know what to expect. So what we're going to do over the next few minutes is cover a couple of things that people have asked me. If you've got any questions to ask as we go along, please do add them in the comments, and I will try and address those as we go. So ultimately, first of all, what is it we do at Exodus and what is the skin consultation? So as a registered nurse, I focus on the more clinical side. We also offer a wide range of beauty options as well. But from a skin point of view, we cover issues such as rosacea and acne, sort of redness, broken veins, general lines and wrinkles, and sort of general skincare as well, day-to-day skincare, as well as the more clinical side. One of the reasons we offer a free skin consultation is because a lot of people don't know what's out there. They don't know what they need, don't know what they want, but know that perhaps their skin isn't looking quite as it could be or should be, and want to know a little bit more before they commit to anything. So while we do always ask for a deposit to confirm your appointment, the consultation itself is always free. You can use your deposit against treatment if you decide to, or you can just go away and think about it without committing too much. So all it is a coffee and half an hour of your time to come and have a chat with me to talk through your skin concerns. So the first thing we do is ask, why are you here? Why are you with me? And what can we help you with? And the comments I get are generally things like, oh my gosh, I'm looking old, or I look in the mirror and I do this, and that's what I used to look like and I don't anymore, or I'm concerned about lines and wrinkles, I'm concerned about rosacea, and lots of other comments along those lines. And I will also ask what you're currently doing, and people worry. They go, oh my God, you're going to tell me off for using face wipes or for not having a very good skin routine. And that's not the case at all. It's about understanding what your skin is doing, why it might be doing those things, and offering suggestions and alternatives, not berating you for what you're already doing. Until we started doing skincare, I didn't have a routine either, and I will put my before and after pictures in the boxes below this later on, so you can see the changes that just adopting a sort of a general skincare routine before we even started on the treatments, the difference that made to my skin. Okay, yes, ideally you won't be, excuse the noise, my coffee machine has just decided to switch itself off. Ideally you won't be using things like face wipes, and you will be using a sunscreen because they're really important. But part of the consultation is to go through those things and explain why that's the case, but without judging you and without making you feel bad about it. Because, if you've got a bag of face wipes in your gym bag, then for goodness sake, use that. One of the reasons, so we use a product range, you may have heard of them, you may have heard me speaking about them before, called Illumia. And Illumia are a Canadian brand of product, and the reason I use those is because they have no nasty chemicals in them. Hi ladies, I've got Sue, Emma and Sarah with me at the minute. Hello all. We don't have nasty chemicals in our products. We don't use parabens, sulfates, fragrances, oils, anything unnecessary, because it's really important to me that we don't use unnecessary chemicals. So the product that particularly drew me in, and the one that I talk about most of all, and the reason I use Illumia, is because they have a very, very good, there we go, physical sunscreen. Now, a lot of products that people use will have sunscreen in it, but more often than not, those sunscreens are chemical. And that's very important because unnecessary chemicals and chemical sunscreen filters are absorbed into our skin. And we don't need those chemicals. A chemical sunscreen reduces effectiveness throughout the day. And we talk a lot more about this. There's some blogs out there as well. And I'll drop one of the blogs about our sunscreens into the comments below this as well, because it's a really, really important part. And when people talk to me about their skin, I'm just making notes so I remember to do this afterwards. Um, when people ask me that, oh, why should I have a physical sunscreen? I'm able to discuss that in a bit more detail about how important that is and why it's important. I mean, it isn't just a sales tactic from us, because the reason I said I use Illumia is because they have very, very good, very effective and very safe physical sunscreen that gives very good results. So we'll talk about your product, your routine. What I don't ever want to do is to say to people, right, you've got to take all of these products home, and it's, you know, and they spend lots of money and they sit there and they go, oh, but I don't normally do this. And then they feel bad about spending the money and they won't get the results because they're not doing what they need to do. So it's about fitting the recommendations around your current routine, starting to sort of give you sort of priority. So it's like, well, okay, you might not do this at the minute, but this is something that would be useful for you to think about adding in, and working with you to get to the results that you want to get to, because ultimately you're there talking to me because you want me to help you. And so I have to make recommendations, and there may be things I say, actually I would really prefer that you didn't use that because that chemical isn't going to help you in whatever way, or please stop using the sunbeds, because any skin conditions generally, except with the exception of acne, generally sunbeds aren't going to do us, certainly long term, any good at all, certainly from an aging point of view. So I will do you a prescription. So that prescription will be for your home care. And I will talk through some of our products towards the end of this live, so you can see the sort of things that we offer, and offer alternatives to things you're currently using, make recommendations on things that I think you should add into your routine. And then some people know already what they want from a treatment point of view. They know that they need IPL skin rejuvenation, for example, or that they really want microneedling added into their treatments. Some people don't know what they need or what they want, but they just want to find out what's available. So the treatments that we offer for skin at Exodus, we can start for anything as basic as a nice relaxing beauty sort of level facial, but generally speaking we tend to focus on the more aesthetic treatments. So it might be that we offer a course of chemical peels, and again I'll talk more about those in a minute. We offer microneedling for anti-aging, for acne scarring, and general skin rejuvenation as well. IPL skin rejuvenation is an absolutely fantastic treatment which is designed to treat some of the more clinical issues like broken veins, rosacea. We can treat acne, and it's one of the best and quickest routes for treating pigmentation as well. So you get some basic collagen stimulation from that, as well as the more clinical sort of closing down broken veins, reducing redness, and improving skin tone generally. We also offer radiofrequency skin tightening and Geneo oxygenation facials. So there's quite a wide range of treatments we offer. I tend to put together packages of combinations because you get the best results doing that. So a combination of peels and microneedling, for example, which offers you scar reduction, pigmentation removal, general anti-aging. It's very good for tightening, stimulating collagen. And it depends on what you come to me with as to what we recommend. There's no kind of rules, there's no right and wrong. Some people might not like the sound of some things over others. One of the most common things I get is when I say, I'd really love to do skin peels on you, and they go, oh, sounds scary. Peels aren't scary, particularly the superficial level of peels that we offer. So we only offer what's called superficial peels, which are peels that work within that top layer of skin into the epidermis. All the structures that I'm concerned about, your pigment producing cells, your collagen induction, general hydration of the skin, the sort of general sort of tone of your skin. So uneven skin tone is very aging, and superficial peels are really, really good at evening that out and making you look generally younger by just improving that general outward top layer of the skin. So we go from very, very superficial, very gentle treatments that where there's no downtime, there's very little downtime with any of our peels anyway, and ones like our enzyme treatment, which I would do the morning of somebody's wedding or the day before, certainly, and certainly before a big event. Very superficial, very gentle, very hydrating, takes off all the dead skin cells, and leaves your skin really hydrated and feeling amazing. Makeup will go on better, that kind of thing. So they're really, really gentle, but really effective for short-term treatments. To get deeper results, more sort of anti-aging, we're looking at slightly deeper peels. They're still what's known as superficial. They are still only working within the epidermis, and we can build those up. We get people's skin used to dealing with those. We get the right home care in, and those peels will over time help to reduce lines and wrinkles. Again, I'll drop some of the Illumia before and after pictures of what those peels can achieve into the comments. And just sort of gradually develop that process. One of the things I say to my people, I don't have a magic wand. I don't do sort of overnight treatments. We do offer injectables, so we've got a doctor and a nurse now who can offer injectable treatments such as the wrinkle relaxing. We can do lip fillers, skin contouring, that kind of thing, which is a much quicker, more overnight kind of result. But generally speaking, what I'm after is skin function, skin health, and a general improvement in skin condition, which leads to anti-aging. It leads to your skin looking much fresher. Excuse my doggy. No. Much fresher skin. It increases skin cell turnover. Ultimately, what we're trying to achieve is skin cell turnover and collagen induction. So as our skin ages, the cells that are produced, our sort of outer skin cells, are produced further down in the skin. They produce nice, plump, juicy cells. And as they move up through to be shed off the top, most of us know that most of our dust around the house is actually human skin cells. And they move from being nice, plump, juicy skin cells, and they become keratinized. They become sort of drier and crispier. They flake off the top of the skin, a little bit like a tiny cornflake. And that process gets slower as we get older. So when you look at our children and they've got nice, plump, juicy skin cells, their skin cell turnover is much faster than when you get to sort of 40, 50 and older. It starts to slow down from about the age of 21. So I want to ultimately look at things that speed up skin cell turnover and stimulate collagen, as well as the more clinical things like closing down broken veins, reducing redness, treating acne and that kind of thing. So it's about generally improving your skin function, and peels are a really, really good way of doing it. The worst thing you're going to get really is a bit of local redness. Not many people have anything more dramatic than that. There might be a little bit of shedding a few days later, but nothing like that if you were to sort of look online at sort of side effects of skin peels, nothing like you're going to see on that. Generally, we get a little bit of powderiness, occasionally a little bit of flakiness. I talk a lot, so I tend to get a little bit of shedding sort of around my mouth because I'm moving a lot and the skin more actively peels. We are encouraging the skin to shed anyway, it's just not normally hugely visible. And we would predict, we would do those peels based on what your skin needs on the day. And so you would come in, is your skin very dry? Do you have an acne breakout? Are we just looking at lines and wrinkles and those kind of things? And that would then determine what products we use on the day. And we can do a combination of things on the day, from the enzyme peel all the way through to our glow peel, depending on what's needed. And we tend to build your skin up to that. And part of the consultation will be looking at your skin type and deciding what is best for it and where we would start and what the goal would be. Frequency wise, I would do a recommendation for you on how often I would like to do those treatments. My recommendation for you would be, this is what I would recommend to get you the best result in the shortest possible time, using the treatments that we offer, and then referring across to injectable providers if that's appropriate, if that's something that somebody wants. So it's about a whole package, about getting your skin functioning better, getting quicker results if you want them, but also educating and, you know, sort of showing you that this isn't going to happen overnight. This is a process. If you're 45, let's get you to 50 going, that was the right time to start this. My skin looks so much better than it would have done. And it's about putting things in place for the long term. You know, we don't do cosmetic surgery. We don't offer sort of things like thread lifting. We offer things that will improve your skin over a period of time. And we are there to watch that process and advise that process and make sure if perhaps one product doesn't suit you, we know what to switch it out for. We know what treatments to move you to once we get to a certain point. And it's about following you through a process. So there, as I said, there is no obligation to book anything at the end of a skin consultation. You can if you want. You can take products with you if you want. You will go home with a written prescription of products and treatment recommendations, and both of those things will be emailed to you with all the costings and suggestions that we recommend. So if you want to go home and think about it, we don't stand you in front of our product cabinet and say, right, what are you taking home with you? We don't make you book anything in if you don't want to straight away. But generally speaking, if you would like to get something started, quite often people will say, right, you tell me what I need to do, get me booked in, get me started. But it's whatever works for you, because invariably if you're happier and you understand what it is we've recommended, you're more likely to stick with it, you're more likely to do the products and treatments at home that we've recommended, and you're more likely as a result to see results from that. So don't be sort of scared about coming in and feeling pressurized. I don't do that. I would never want somebody to feel oversold to. I want people to go away understanding what it is I've recommended and why I've recommended it. I won't offer something that I don't think will benefit you. And if at any point you're not sure, we're always on the end of the phone or email or Facebook to answer questions for you. So I'm just going to literally walk through a home care product routine so you can see the sorts of things that I might recommend. And then you will understand a little bit about what is on that recommendation when you take it home, and you've got that bit of paper in front of you and you can't remember what I've said because there's quite a lot of information given, which is why we email and follow up as well. So I don't expect you to remember everything when you go. So as you'd expect in a treatment routine, we would recommend a cleanser. This one is a nice all-round cream cleanser. We've got a wash as well, but this one you can choose to use with cotton wool or with water if you'd prefer. And it's very gentle, as I said, no nasty chemicals. So that's a good all-rounder, quite good for getting makeup off. And then one product that actually I'm starting to realise how good it is. I was a bit of a slow starter to this one. And one of the products we don't use is a toner, but I say to people, this is the not a toner because it's used in a similar way, but it's not drying. So this, one of the things I said about skin cell turnover, this is a brightening exfoliating liquid called Bright and Clear. It can be quite active. Some people need to build up to this one because it can feel a little bit spicy to start with, but it helps with skin cell turnover. It helps with brightening the skin, but it doesn't leave your skin tight and dry like a toner might. And it's a really lovely one after you've cleansed to really get your skin feeling really sort of clean and fresh and bright before we do anything else. So both ends of the day, morning and night, you would be cleansing and bright and clear. Not everybody needs all of these, but generally this is a nice routine. Almost everybody will benefit from a hydrating serum, bearing in mind that dehydrated and dry skin are two different things. One's talking about water, one's talking about oil. And we want to get as much hydration into your skin as possible. This is a great sort of one size fits all pretty much hydration serum. I'm not used to which way this camera's going yet, my apologies. So this is Ultimate Boost Serum. It's a peptide based serum and helps attract water into the skin layers and keep the skin hydrated, leaves the skin feeling really gorgeous, and a perfect base for putting on your sunscreen. I mentioned sunscreens before. Without a sunscreen, you are going to undo all the hard work that you've put into by committing to some treatments. And if somebody is adamant that they're not going to use a sunscreen, I'm usually pretty reluctant to take them on because looking after your skin and preventing further damage is really, really important. And it's my number one priority with everybody. And ideally it would be a physical sunscreen because that way you're not getting breakdown of chemicals absorbed into the body. You're keeping the same sun factor on your skin all day. And you do need to physically remove these sunscreens at the end. This is by far our biggest seller. This is Moisture Matte. So it's a factor 40 broad spectrum sunscreen. Now, broad spectrum means it protects against UVA and UVB. UVBs are the ones we're all familiar with. They're the ones that feel hot and burn our skin. But the ones we should be concerned about are UVA rays, which is the ones that are present in, excuse me, all year round. They come through cloud. They are as strong in the middle of February as they are in the middle of July and August, and it protects against those. This is by far our most popular one. This one gives a nice makeup base. I don't put foundation on my skin. I just wear Moisture Matte because the finish is so brilliant. And if you're really lazy like me, it's a really, really brilliant one because that is your sunscreen, your day moisturizer, and in this case, foundation. We also do untinted versions of those as well. So if you want to carry on using your normal makeup or you don't feel like you need tint, then we've got tinted and untinted. We have ones that are a little bit lighter, a little bit more, they sort of feel a bit more hydrating, and Clear Shield, which is designed for acneic skins. So if you're really prone to spots and breakouts and acne, then the Clear Shield would be the best one for you. And again, we can advise against that when you come in. We'll test you against the colours so you get the right colour for your skin. The beauty of it is they are matched to your skin tone, and so they're not obvious. You don't get a line of colour, they don't look orange on you, and they are generally designed to fit your skin tone. And it shouldn't change how much tan you've got or anything like that. The colour should look good all year round, regardless of how much tan that you've got on. So that would be your day routine. And then at night, you'd go back through a similar process. So you'd start with your cleanser, bright and clear. And if you haven't tried this before, please do come and try some, because it's absolutely divine. And then at night, you might just want to go for your serum. You might just want to go for a night moisturizer. This is quite a rich one. But otherwise, the other priority I normally have, one of the things I recommend for almost everybody for various reasons, is a retinol. And a retinol is a very important ingredient. Now, there's a lot of retinols out there, or a lot of products that say they have retinol in them. You need to make sure you get one that is microencapsulated, so you're not at risk of a retinol response or retinol reaction. Retinol is quite an active product. If it's at the percentage it's needed to work for you, it can be quite spicy. It can give a retinol reaction if it's overused. And we always give you retinol instructions to make sure you don't get a response that you don't want, because you need to increase retinol very gradually to skin so you don't get a problem with it. Very important, you'd use it straight after that bright and clear, but you would only ever use this at night. So it's one of those we do need to talk about, and I do need to make sure you've got instructions for. And then, like I said, if you've got very dry skin, you might be finishing off with your serum and or your night moisturizer, depending on what your skin needs. The only other product I'm going to talk about today is what we call our neck and deck. So if you are concerned about this bit, bear in mind that our skin ages most where it's exposed to the sun all the time, which is why we're concerned about our face and our hands. And also this part of our body is invariably exposed to UV rays throughout the year, and again is quite often one to show age, and people often worry about their neck, about down here across onto the décolleté, because of the signs of aging, because they're exposed all the time. We can do treatments on that. We often do peels, and depending if we're looking at scarring and that kind of thing, we do microneedling. IPL is another good one for pigmentation. And the neck and deck is a really fantastic product for anti-aging. And we say we put it from neckline to nipple. And again, you would only use that at night. Really great hydrating anti-aging product for this part of the body. I'm not going to dwell on products too much anymore, but it's nice to give a little bit of an introduction into those. We talked about consultations. There is no obligation to a skin consultation. Come and have a coffee. We do great coffee. And for somebody who complained about me talking about coffee last time, we also do tea. We do Earl Grey tea. I'm working on the soya milk. But generally we can, if you come and see us on a Friday afternoon, we'll give you Prosecco as well, or a glass of red wine, whatever you want. So do come and have a chat with us. There is no obligation. There's no hard sell. It's about your skin, about looking at what we can do for you and how we can improve your skin and slow down that aging process. So as we move towards our 40s, 50s, whatever age it is you're at that is bothering you, or whatever clinical condition there is, such as acne, rosacea, and those kind of things that are causing you difficulties, it's about coming to a comfortable, professional and relaxed environment to learn exactly what it is we can do for you without you having to commit to anything, without you sort of feeling under pressure to book something. And the advice is there, and hopefully we can help you on your skincare journey. So I'm going to add those few things into the comments below. If you've got any questions, please do drop them to me. And if you want to book a skin consultation, then just get in touch and we'll sort that out for you. Throughout this week, we're doing a series of Facebook Lives focusing on different skincare treatments. And so do drop in to those. We will be saving them and uploading them all so you can drop into them later. But so between Tuesday and Saturday this week, there will be a Facebook Live most days. I will try and give you as much notice as possible, but they are client dependent, so I can't commit to exact times over the next few days. But they will be there, and we will follow them up onto the business page so you can see those. Look forward to chatting to you soon. Get your consultations booked in, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Cheers, bye.